Can money still be safely deposited in banks? Henan bank staff stealing depositors' money exposed. Wuhan's well-known shopping mall, over 10 tenants cleared out overnight, incurring millions in losses. A pair of shoes makes a Chinese police officer famous, officials quickly delete video. Strange weather in China, deadly level 13 winds in Henan, fire clouds seen in Beijing. Beijing experts identify 8 types of COVID-19 aftereffects, patients in agony. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Can money still be safely deposited in banks? Henan bank staff stealing depositors' money exposed. Recently, an incident involving a bank staff member in Henan stealing depositors' money has garnered public attention. On May 14, Mr. Li from Xiangqing City, Zhoukou, Henan Province, told Hubei Economic TV's Economic TV Live that his sister, Ms. Li, had deposited 2 fixed amounts at the Xiangqing Rural Commercial Bank in Zhoukou City 2 years ago, one of 250,000 yuan, about $35,000, and another of 67,000 yuan, about $9,300. In August 2023, when Mr. Li and his sister went to withdraw money from the bank, the staff informed them that the account was empty and the money had been taken by someone else. His sister immediately reported to the police. It was later discovered that the money had ended up in the hands of a bank employee. Mr. Li explained, "The bank staff forged my sister's signature, canceled both accounts as lost, and then opened a new one, withdrawing the money in 3 transactions." Ms. Li stated that on April 13, 2022, the bank staff, Lu, had falsely reported the accounts as lost and withdrew all the money in 3 transactions between April and May of the same year. After several communications with Lu, on February 9 this year, Lu returned 67,000 yuan, but the remaining 250,000 yuan, about $35,000, has yet to be returned. According to a recorded conversation between Ms. Li and Lu, Lu indeed admitted to having Ms. Li's money. Mr. Lu, the manager at Jiadong East Road branch of Xiangqing Rural Commercial Bank in Zhoukou City, confirmed that Lu was indeed their employee but had retired in 2023. On the afternoon of the 14th, the vice president of Xiangqing Rural Commercial Bank told the Beijing News that the involved staff member had been detained by the police. The vice president said, "There might have been a problem with the system, the bank staff just forged a loss report to withdraw the funds," adding that the amount stolen by the bank staff is still being determined. Currently, Lu is under arrest on suspicion of embezzlement. Following the exposure of her savings being misappropriated, several other depositors have also reported their money being misused. This issue became a hot search topic on the 15th, sparking heated discussions. Netizens from mainland China commented, "The start of rural bank failures, Henan used administrative measures to freeze depositors' money, neither providing legal documents for the freeze to depositors nor informing them which department was responsible for the freeze, which has now lasted over 800 days. Others said, again, a bank from Henan. Depositing money in banks isn't safe anymore. Even banks are not trustworthy. Wuhan's well-known shopping mall, over 10 tenants cleared out overnight, incurring millions in losses. On May 15, the topic of Wuhan's well-known mall tenants were stripped bare, suffering millions in losses topped the trending searches, attracting public attention. On May 14, merchants in Wuhan reported that they were invited to set up shops in a renowned mall in Wuhan, but the mall never fulfilled its opening promises. They told Cover News that they had been stationed for 4 years without a single day of operation, and the mall, in turn, sent them letters demanding millions in fees. Recently, they discovered that their shops had been cleared out overnight, with all equipment from more than a dozen tenants moved, each facing millions in losses. At the end of 2019, these merchants were recruited to enter the Fanyu City Outlets Mall in the Hongshan district of Wuhan, operated by Wuhan Basecamp Commercial Management Company, Limited, a subsidiary of the well-known real estate firm, Nangor Real Estate. Mr. Lee, a merchant, stated that in August 2021, Basecamp Company also sent him a letter demanding payment for property management fees, marketing and promotion fees, renovation funds, and rent from April 2020 to September 2021, totaling over 1.108 million yuan, approximately $150,000. The merchants said that under various promises, they decorated and purchased equipment, investing millions to tens of millions, but the mall never started operations. Instead, each was asked to pay back millions, and they felt they were deceived by Basecamp Company. Reports mentioned that last April, the local market supervision authority initiated an investigation, and in April of this year, the police started a criminal investigation. Mr. Lee said that there has been no progress, and each time they approached the mall operators, they were either told of staff changes or that the person in charge was not available. In late April, the merchants suddenly found that the usually locked doors of the mall were open, and someone had emptied their shops, leaving only the immovable counters behind. Mr. Lee said his shop's various equipment and amusement devices, worth about 3 million yuan, about $420,000, had all disappeared. Ms. Zhong, another merchant, said she and several shareholders had invested all their savings, nearly 10 million yuan, about $1.4 million, to open a bar, and now only shards of glass remain at the site. Mr. Lee stated that Basecamp Company merely informed them that after sending the termination notice, the entire mall had been handed over to another company named Tokamak for operation, and they did not know who had moved the items, nor were they responsible. The project offices of both Basecamp Company and Tokamak Company are located on the same floor of the mall. Currently, both companies refuse media interviews, citing leadership absence, leave a phone number and wait for a reply. A pair of shoes makes a Chinese police officer famous, officials quickly delete video. A Chinese police officer recently went viral due to his footwear choice while directing traffic, wearing Italian luxury brand shoes. The video quickly got deleted. The video was reportedly posted by Hangzhou blogger Li Haijun. In the video, the traffic directing officer was wearing a white shirt, and his shoulder rank indicated he was a third-level police supervisor. Eagle-eyed netizens spotted that his leather shoes appeared to be from the Italian luxury brand Ferragamo. The brand's flagship store on Tmall listed the shoes at a price of 6,950 yuan, about $960. After the video spread to the platform X, one netizen commented, "The exposure of a traffic police wearing luxury shoes while directing traffic and the quick deletion of the post is yet another PR fail for the CCP's propaganda machine." They aim to project a people-friendly image, but instead, they reveal the opulence and corruption of the bureaucratic class. It's like shooting themselves in the foot. The reason for these PR disasters is simple: CCP propaganda often consists of lofty rhetoric that is severely disconnected from reality. Previously, Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Wang Wenbin was seen wearing a Patek Philippe watch valued at 3.47 million yuan, around $480,000, at a press conference, and the director of the Information Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Hua Chunying, attended a press briefing wearing a fur coat and an Hermes scarf, which also drew heavy criticism from netizens. However, a BBC Chinese report noted that since Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign began, many CCP officials have ceased gambling and wearing expensive watches and jewelry, opting instead for understated luxury. Sales of high-end underwear have soared, and luxury cars are now parked in underground garages. It was also revealed that the cost of making a single garment for officials can be staggeringly high, indicating that the white shirts worn by the officials are not ordinary. BBC points out that Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign is not aimed at cultivating law-abiding officials, but rather at developing a group of compliant officials to implement his policies. Strange weather in China, deadly level 13 winds in Henan, fire clouds seen in Beijing. China reports frequent unusual weather phenomena. On the night of the 14th, Henan was hit by strong winds with peak gusts reaching levels 12 to 13, resulting in vehicle destruction and fatalities. On the morning of the 15th, the Henan Meteorological Bureau issued a yellow warning for strong winds. Subsequently, many locals shared images of the damage online. Videos circulating online show that in Zhengzhou, intense winds on the night of the 14th stirred up billowing sands, overturning a night market and scattering tents, tables, chairs, and dishes. By daylight, fallen leaves covered Zhengzhou, with many trees uprooted. Fields of wheat across Henan were flattened, prompting one netizen to lament, just over a month from harvest, and the wheat is all down overnight. One video captured at 4 a.m. showed a resident's window in danger of falling out during the storm, held in place by 3 strong men in a dramatic scene. Another video showed a row of charging stations in Zhengzhou knocked down by the wind, with observers noting the absence of concrete, only sand, and no sign of any steel. According to Chinese media sources like Henan and the Beijing News, on the 15th in Jinping County, Henan, a streetlight was blown over, striking a bicyclist who showed no signs of life after the impact. Additionally, a stone sculpture was toppled by the winds in Jinping County, crushing a white sedan. Mr. Shui, a witness, reported that the incident occurred during strong winds, with the several-ton sculpture flattening the car, fortunately unoccupied at the time. On May 15th, Henan officially entered its flood season. According to the Henan Provincial Water Resources Department, this year's climate is generally abnormal. During the flood season, precipitation in the middle and lower reaches of the Han River, the main stream of the Huaihe River, the middle and lower reaches of the Yellow River and the Jiangwei River in the Haihe River Basin is 20 to 50% higher than normal. The flood control situation is severe. Besides the strong winds in Henan, on the evening of the 14th, Beijing, close to Langfang, witnessed a phenomenon of fire clouds, with patches and clusters of blood-red clouds illuminating half the sky, leading to online inquiries about potential forthcoming disasters. Beijing experts identify 8 types of COVID-19 aftereffects, patients in agony. The COVID-19 virus has spread across mainland China for over 4 years, infecting countless people, with the CCP being secretive about the death toll. Among those who survived, many suffer from post-COVID conditions. Hebei self-media person's sister Sunshine is tormented by post-COVID conditions. On May 13th, she mentioned visiting a traditional Chinese medicine clinic for a pulse diagnosis, where the doctor noted irregular heartbeat, insufficient heart energy, and uncomfortable liver energy, indicating a sub-health state. She feels weak and lacks energy, uncomfortable whether lying down or sitting. She shared that her post-COVID condition is primarily weakness. At its worst, she couldn't cook, and even when slightly better, she couldn't do heavy work. Another phenomenon is feeling tired doing anything, needing breaks in between. She sadly said, "I used to be so healthy, and now I've fallen into a vicious cycle." The coronavirus has damaged people's nerves and caused anxiety and depression. This virus is too difficult to handle. The common people are really struggling. Her story resonated with many netizens. Dr. Yan, a certified chief physician of vascular surgery at China Medical University Aviation General Hospital, summarized 8 common post-COVID symptoms last year. He said, after contracting the coronavirus, most people experience symptoms. Everyone's situation is slightly different. Analyzing COVID patients 1 month after infection, their discomforting post-COVID symptoms include: first, men experience indescribable male issues. Second, feeling mentally and physically exhausted, lacking energy, uninterested in anything, unable to concentrate, losing the will to work, and just wanting to survive. Third, feeling a decade older physically, unable to jog a kilometer as before, getting out of breath after a few steps or cycling for half an hour, even experiencing back heat and low-grade fevers. Fourth, reduced vision, blurred vision, affected hearing, some experiencing optic neuritis, requiring hospitalization. Fifth, reduced sense of taste, unable to smell food or odors in the restroom. Sixth, sleepiness, drowsy and wanting to sleep during the day without previous sleeping habits, but experiencing insomnia at night. Seventh, continuous coughing for over a month post-infection, dry cough without phlegm, especially worsened by running. 8th, hair loss among some recovered patients, particularly women, even 4 or 5-year-old girls losing clumps of hair after brushing. Dr. Yen mentioned, after recovering from COVID, everyone's aftereffects vary. A significant proportion experience the aforementioned symptoms, severely impacting their mental and physical health. Liaoning self-media person Brother Ping stated, under the shadow of the COVID pandemic, many unfortunately suffer from lingering conditions. My friend Sun Li is one of them. The coronavirus changed everything for her. After recovering from COVID, she frequently feels difficulty breathing and increasingly weaker, unable to stand or sit for long periods. The doctor told her these are manifestations of post-COVID conditions, requiring a lengthy recovery and adjustment. Actually, we have many relatives and friends around us who feel the same. They describe their condition as being in agony, worse than death. Under the long-term torment of illness, they seem to lose control over their lives, feeling as if they are dying in pain. Let us know your thoughts on today's topic by leaving a comment below. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend. It inspires us to continue creating more quality and reliable content. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting insights from China Truths. Thanks for tuning in.